Hi there, I'm Dr. Kathleen Young, board certified child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. And I want to do a quick video on why social interaction is so exhausting for people who are on the autism spectrum, maybe who are neurodivergent and have some features but don't meet the full criteria for autism spectrum disorder. And I just want to remind everyone that my interest really is in less obvious presentations of autism spectrum disorder. So this is for people who may have ASD and wondering why social interaction is so difficult and exhausting. It's really exhausting, is how people describe it to me often. Or for parents who are wondering, my kid is so well liked. Kids seem to want to be with him or her, but she doesn't seem to want to make plans outside of school, prefers to be home by herself and resting. And that's what we're talking about here. So, why is social interaction so exhausting? And I think for these sort of people who are less obvious presentations of autism spectrum disorder, I call it that because there's a lot of controversy between high functioning, low functioning, high support needs, low support needs. I mean, the bottom line is autism spectrum disorder encompasses a lot of things. And so I'm talking about the people who may not have been diagnosed, who have missed the diagnosis, who kind of blend in. And so that's part of why the social interaction is so challenging, is because they spend a lot of time and energy trying to read the social interaction and figure out what they're supposed to be doing. A lot of the people I'm referring to are masking, and so they fit in enough, but it takes a lot of effort and energy. And they might be. I have had parents say, "Well, my kid is just really perceptive," and they might see it as being overly perceptive, but what I think it often is that they are over scrutinizing, over interpreting what's going on in a social interaction, detail focused processing. So focusing on little details and then responding with what they think is the acceptable way of being in an interaction. So it may look as though they fit in just fine socially, but underneath that, I think a lot of people don't know what it takes in order to make that social interaction go smoothly. And that's why it can be so draining. Um, the other thing is, a lot of people on the spectrum or who are neurodivergent have hypersensitivities. So they are hypersensitive to sound. So when they're with people, there's a lot of noise and a lot of conversations. And this is ADHD too, to keep track of, this person, that person, what are they saying? What's going on in this situation, and trying to read it. And that's a lot. So a lot of input. People talk about smells, perfumes or other things that go into being with people is just a lot. And so, at the end of the day or on the weekends, a lot of times it's people, your kids, if you are a person on the spectrum, you just want to come home and unplug and recharge and be by yourself, watch TV, whatever it is, in order to sort of recharge for the next week when you have to be around people. So so even though, it doesn't make sense to you as a parent because you see your child fitting in and they seem to be well liked, this is the reason why they may still avoid social interactions, because they're difficult, they're draining, and they use a lot of cognitive resources. That's all I have for this video.